DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Good evening, everyone. It is Monday night. It is time to get into the DJNTV Monday Night TV shows. And tonight, we're going to start our night off by talking photo booths with Michael Gartner. Good evening, Michael.
How you doing, John?
I am doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Photobooth Expo is like right around the corner. We are almost there.
3 weeks today.
Oh man, time's flying. It seemed like it would take forever to get here, and here we are on the doorstep.
Exciting, yep.
Oh, it's gonna be great stuff. And you're going to be exhibiting at this year's show. Let's talk a little bit about that. What are you going to be bringing to the show for us?
Cool. Well, we're going to be displaying all of our Photobooth solution software. So that'll include our flagship product, Social Booth, which is our main photo booth program, but as well as all the add-on products, which you've shown some interest in for upselling for people who have photo booths. Yeah. So there'll be hashtag printing, social media kiosks, digital guest books, screen graffiti software as well.
Very nice, very nice. A lot of cool stuff, and that's what we're going to really be focusing on tonight is some of the upsell capability. And Michael, before we started, I was just sharing a little bit for the audience who didn't hear that conversation. We were talking about my past experience with Photo Booth, and I was telling Michael that, gosh, I love the concept and the fun of it, but I'm really getting excited for the day when most of the Photo Booth things all go to a phone or go somewhere like that, and we're not printing and having the headache of a printer and such. And Michael, you were saying that that's really what your company hones in on, is that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, the name is Social Booth, right? And you can run these photo booths without printing these days. So a lot of customers set it up with just uploading. You can do Facebook, email, SMS, Twitter. There's no need to print if you want, and people can immediately get the photos on their phone and keep them there or share them to whatever other new service the kids are using these days.
Very nice. Now, are you finding from your customers and things that is becoming a trend that is here, or is it something that's still maybe going to catch on, in the next year or two?
I think it's a mix. People love that strip, right? That's what a photo booth is, and you're never going to get away from that. So I don't think you're going to see printing go away. But people always are offering social media now as a part of the booth, or even just an upsell. The standard prints, and then you want the social media aspect. That's another add-on. So it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Very nice. Now, when we're talking about the add-ons and such, the additional things, can that work? Say, if I have a different main photo software, can these things add on to that?
Sure, yeah. So, if you're not using Social Booth for your photo booth software, or you're using Darkroom, Breeze, or any of the other ones out there, like Photo Booth Connected is our social media kiosk program. So that watches the save folder for all of the photo booth softwares, and then people can go to a kiosk, an iPad or a Windows tablet away from the booth, and then they can upload their photos there. And they can share them, like I said, to email, Facebook, SMS, Twitter. So that helps keep the line moving at the booth. People don't have to, put all their passwords in at the booth and slow things down. You can send it over to the kiosk, and they can upload from there.
Very nice. And we've talked about the kiosk and the advantages of having those multiple spots where people can do that. And
yeah, you can have more than one there too. Yeah,
keep that flow going. So great. Let's talk a little bit about now. So if I have my photo booth and I'm selling that to a bride, now let's talk about some of those additional upsells that we can offer her in a digital realm.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest one is hashtag printing. Do you know what hashtag?
Tell us right from the beginning. Just assume because I'm kind of naive at a lot of this that I don't know what. Right. I don't.
Do you remember when people used to put disposable cameras at all the tables?
Oh, I loved that.
Right. So this is that idea, but for the smartphone generation, right? So everybody is taking photos now with their smartphones, and they can upload them to Instagram and Twitter. So what hashtag printing is, you tell everyone when you're uploading these photos, hashtag it, Mike and Christine's wedding, or whatever the bride's hashtag is. All the brides have hashtags these days. So BYO Booth software will be monitoring Twitter and Instagram for that hashtag, and it'll download the photos. It'll put them in a template, and then people can print them out on the spot. So it's basically the disposable camera with instant gratification for the smartphone generation.
Very nice. So that would give you the ability then to gathering these photos during the event live, and then you're running it through your photo printer and handing them a hard copy right there.
Right, exactly. So people get the souvenir, and they're taking the candid photos themselves. So it could be out on a dance floor. Some people actually tell guests to take photos earlier in the day before the photo booth operator gets there. So at the ceremony and stuff, they'll have the photos by the time they get to the reception, and there's a slideshow component too. So you could be running a slideshow of what happened earlier. As soon as people get to the reception, they have an instant slideshow of the day's activities.
So, and that brought up, you mentioned taking pictures earlier. So let's say that the ceremony starts at 2:00 in the afternoon, but I don't turn on the software until like 4:00 in the afternoon because I was setting up. Will it find those earlier hashtags, or does it find just from that point on?
No, it'll do both. So you can search for the previous photos, and it'll tell you, there's 20 photos already there for that hashtag. You download them, adds them to the slideshow, and then it'll also start monitoring from there.
And if I didn't want, say there was 100 photos, because some of those were from earlier in the week, and I don't want any of those, I can eliminate those from this.
Sure. Yes, you could do that as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a very cool upsell, because not only would you have the fun of the photo booth, but now you've got people who can become that photographer on the dance floor.
Right, you're crowdsourcing your photos, and more and more people are using Instagram and Twitter. So they're apps that people already know how to use and have on their phones. So it's not like you're asking them to download something special just for to participate. And for the people who don't do Instagram and Twitter, there is an option where you can text your photos to the service as well. So people could SMS the photos if they don't have Twitter or Instagram.
So you also mentioned it puts it into a slideshow. Is this a slideshow then that could be put up on, say, a large screen and have it rotating?
Sure, yes. So it automatically rotates through all the photos. You could put it up on a large screen that you could hook a laptop to the large television, or you could use something like a Chromecast device, which wirelessly transmits the slideshows to TVs. So that could be separate from the print station area. So where people are selecting the photos to print, you could also have a separate slideshow running.
So what kind of a price range of an upsell is something like that? Have you heard what people are doing with that?
I think it's depending on your clientele. If a wedding, you're not going to be charging. Well, let's just put it this way. I have guys who do corporate events that leave their photo booths at home and do just hashtag printing, saying they charge thousands of dollars for corporate events. But if you're doing weddings, obviously, and you're selling a photo booth for $400, $500, $600, it's not going to be, a huge add-on. It could be a few $100s there, but it still, adds to the bottom line.
Right, and in that particular case, really, it's minimal management, just a little bit of paper as the printer rolls through.
Yeah.
Good. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. If you guys have got questions, by the way, please put those in the YouTube chat room. I'm kind of following that here as you guys were talking about how long you've been DJing and performing and such. I think I've been following along here with that. But again, if you have any questions, please put those in there. Michael's with us for the first show tonight here, so we'll dig into that. Michael, what do you have next? So we've got the hashtag printing. What's up next?
Right. So we talked about the social media kiosks a little bit, but that's basically another program, Photobooth Connected. So it's going to watch all the photos coming from the photo booth, and you can send people over to iPads or Windows tablets and do their social media sharing there. A lot of people use that as an upsell too. So their photo booth, will be one price, and then if you want to add social media sharing, add another $100. So that's another no-brainer. And it doesn't just save you time from uploading the photo booth, it's something else that you can use as an upsell too. But so to go to the next product, Guest Booth. Guest Booth is a digital guest book program we have.
Okay.
So that basically allows you to put it on a Windows tablet or like an all-in-one touchscreen PC. and set it up by the sign-in table. And what people do is they take a photo, they take a video, and they can actually then sign the screen with their finger. It's on a touch screen. At the end of the event, you can get all these together, and you export it, put it on a little thumb drive, give it to the bride and groom, and they have essentially a digital guest book that they can page through, and it comes to life, because you can take videos and there's photos. It's not just, the signatures.
So does the software then compile it into like a book they can page?
So not a physical book, but an electronic book, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So it gives you an exe file and all the media assets, and you just put that on the thumb drive. It auto runs when someone puts it in the computer, and then they can page through it and see all the signatures, the videos, and the photos.
So it's an executable. So it's not. Yeah. It doesn't work on Mac.
No, it doesn't. Sorry about that.
But yeah,
all of our stuff is PC based.
Well, that would still be a really neat idea, though, to be able to have that guest book that they can go and they can look at things, and they can do the hey, congratulations, we love you videos in there. Exactly, and have it all together. That's really neat. Nice. Does social media? They were asking if it worked with Photobooth.
So the Photobooth connected for the social media kiosk, yes, it would work with Photobooth as well.
Okay.
So any software is going to save the photos to a computer, and so this can watch the save folder from anything. You could even just copy and paste photos in there. You could use, even if you had your camera and it was just sending photos wirelessly, using an iFi card, it would watch those too. So it's platform independent for the social media kiosk.
And you can designate the folder that it's looking for, I'm guessing? You select
and you can do multiple folders too. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Okay. That sounds good. I think we got the question. So what do we have? What do we have next here?
Well, those are the main products. So within those, there's other upsellable features, inside Socialbooth, the Photobooth program, animated GIFs, which are getting more and more trendy.
Let's talk about that for a second now. What are animated GIFs for those who are unfamiliar with that concept?
Right. So it's basically a series of photos that are turned into an animation. So instead of taking video, you might be taking 4 or 5 photos and you play them back quickly, so it creates an animation. Whether you want to call it GIF or GIF, it's an animated GIF once you compile it like that. So it's another trendy thing to have. People are doing GIFs with green screen, where you can have an animated background or you can have animated overlays. So you can take a few shots and then the background could be disco lights, or it could be Las Vegas. And so people are having a lot of fun with all different variations of these animated GIFs.
Where are the guests using these GIFs at?
So there, you're going to upload them to Facebook or Twitter. Obviously, you're not going to print the GIF, but Socialbooth does do the print template as well as the GIF. So you'll take your, say, 4 shots. It'll print your photo strip, and then you'll also have the GIF, and it'll give you the option to share that to social media.
When you're doing the GIF, does it make it so that these cameras going bing, bing, bing quickly, so you don't get the...
You can do either. So what you just described is more, a lot of people call it a burst mode GIF or a boomerang GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So basically that is closer to video. So, my hand coming in and out, that would be a burst mode GIF. But, one shot like this, the other shot like that, that's more of, take 4 shots and turn it into an animation. So it's not really as smooth, but people do both. It really depends on what kind of effect you're looking for.
Nice, and that's something that in the software, then they can choose if they want to just get the print, they could get the print, or it could be something that Bride Susie likes that whole concept, so she could have it so her guests could print, and then they could also then upload that GIF to their Facebook account.
Exactly, yeah. And it's all just things to kind of stand out, like there's so many photo booths out there, like we were discussing earlier, like price points are getting lower and lower. If you're offering one of these, just different features, you can stand out from the competition.
Okay. Somebody's asking about digital props.
Yeah, so we do have another program called Sketchbooth, which has basically it's Photobooth software, but you can do screen graffiti and digital props on it. So once the photo's taken, you can add silly hats or glasses or whatever, but it's all basically PNG files that you're digitally adding to the photos after the fact, and then you can sign the photos as well. And software allows you to add your own digital props. So, if your client is, I don't know, you're doing a Super Bowl party or something, you can add football themed props. And so, we also have default PNG files, and then you can just swap your own out for those.
Now, in a situation like that, are they doing that on the main photo booth itself, or is that something that they can do some of that on the kiosk off to the side?
So you can do both. So Sketchbooth runs in photo booth mode or kiosk mode. The people who do it in photo booth mode are usually doing it on like a large touchscreen. So this isn't really meant for like a small, tiny 7-inch monitor.
Right.
So a lot of people will have it's a focus. It's the focus of the event. It's this giant touchscreen that people are drawing on. You're doing your screen graffiti. You're putting the digital props. You can do it in kiosk mode where that works as a watch folder and it's not actually taking the photos, and people can do the same thing but off to the side. I think the majority of people do it as a feature presentation because it is such a unique type of photo booth, and people kind of like watching everyone drawing and adding silly props and everything.
And yeah, making it unique.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Cool. Yeah, they're talking about printers now a little bit. So,
your favorite?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was sharing with Michael that we've had some issues with printers over the years with the medium and such, and that's what caused my boys, who were very good at running it and attending and being attendants to it and had personality, but when gear doesn't work, they're like, we're done with that. Just checking, going up here. Let's talk. We've got a few minutes left here, Michael. First off, let's get website. Goodness gracious, we haven't even talked about your website, so people can go and find out more about the information and the products and such.
Photoboothsolutions.com.
Okay, I just put that into the description below, so that is there to make sure you guys can jump to that and check that out. Let's talk about video. Video has become kind of a big thing. What are you seeing with that, and what's a nice way to implement that into your photo booth?
Well, I mean, aside from the standard, video booth, we've got a feature in Social Booth, which is dub smash. Some people call it karaoke. It's essentially lip sync video, right? So it'll play a song and record video of people lip syncing it at the same time. Again, once they're done, they can share it, email it, SMS it, things like that. So it's a nice twist on just a regular standard video booth where people are just standing there and don't know what to say, and put a couple songs on there that everybody knows. You can choose, kind of like a jukebox from a library of songs, and then people can ham it up and do some lip syncing.
So now, would a person be able to implement a green screen effect with that also, so you could make it look like it's in a country bar or whatever? I've
got a client who does that. He does it in post though, so he saves it out and then keys it out. There is a feature. It's a little technical in Social Booth that'll key out green screen video, but it might be easier for people to kind of do that in post.
Gotcha. Which we've had to do that numerous times, and what we should too. That's not an unusual thing.
And then. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, keep going. Yeah,
I lost my thought.
Yeah, I wanted to about video and such. Let's see, Sean, we'll get to that question in just a bit. Yeah, the idea that how other ways that they're using video. So you've got the sing along version, and
right.
Are you seeing if there was a trend? I mean, are we still looking at the traditional things, or are any of these other little additional areas, are some of them really hotter than others right now?
It's like you're never going to get away from, like I said, you never get away from just the 3, 2, 1 smile and here's your print, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be the bread and butter of most photo booth operators. But like I mentioned earlier, the people who want to stand out, the guys I see who are getting bigger corporate clients, because they're offering something different. And for that, it's hashtag printing, it's the GIFs, it's the dub smash. It's just trying to be a little more unique and creative, and having all these tools in your arsenal. It doesn't mean you're going to use them all the time, but when you can, say yes when the client comes up with a crazy idea, you're like, yep, I already got software that can do that.
Yes.
That would be what to get the gig. Yeah.
Very nice. A couple of questions and we'll wrap things up here, Michael. Yeah. Somebody's asking pricing for the different options.
Each of the programs are, for the most part, $299. Sketchbooth itself is a higher price point, and that one is actually $14.99. But there's a rental option that's $200 a month. So for people who just want to use it for one event, you can rent it. But all the other programs are at $299.
And somebody was asking, they were asking about tech support, which you and I talked about a little earlier. So
we've got a team of four support agents, and they do support through the website and email. And then we have a very active Facebook group with over 5,000 users on there. And so, a lot of times people just help each other out. Post a question, it'll be answered before we could even get to it.
Yeah, and that's always cool when you have other. Let's see. Somebody was asking about how the hashtag pictures, the hashtag work on a 2x6 strip.
You won't be doing strips. You'd be doing a 4x6 print. So it'll be
the larger size.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I would think the strip would be you're getting one picture from people. You're not getting four.
Right. And I can show you. I mean, we haven't done the screen sharing yet.
Oh yeah.
How that goes real quickly, if I can. Okay, so this would be an example of, a print. So here's the Instagram photo. It'll show their profile picture, profile name, and then all the comments. And then the part down the bottom, you can customize, obviously that's our company logo there, but you could have your own branding there. And
that's the hashtag print.
Yeah, that's a hashtag print. And you can customize the look of that and the size of everything as well. Some people might be interested. There's, people build all kinds of cool form factors for these hashtag printers, right? And so, here's a few that I've ran across where people have kind of built enclosures for the printers, and they just kind of put a tablet in there.
Yeah.
My favorite one is this guy, Instabike. So, I mean, literally, this is I don't know, battery powered or what, but he goes around this bike and he goes to festivals and people hashtag the photos, and he gives out prints right there.
Oh, neat. Oh, fun.
Yeah. Oh, here it is in action. I don't know how the video will show on top of the video, but.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Let's see. Website. We have it down below in the description, so you guys can check that out at photoboothsolutions.com. And that's solutions with an S, correct, Michael?
Correct, yes.
Perfect. We have that there. Michael, I want to thank you very much, and I'll see you in about 3 weeks, and we'll do a little booth video, and we can show some clips and such. And if you guys are headed to Photo Booth Expo, stop in and say hi to Michael and say you saw him on DJNTV.
All right. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks for being on. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with Joe Bunn.